Hello, everyone. Things continue going badly for Russia. And again, this is not just badly, but also humiliating because this is happening smack dab in the middle of the economic summit that was much advertised by Russia and that is taking place in Putin's home city of St. Petersburg. So, here's what's going on. First of all, Ukraine had struck a bunch of cargo ships in the Sea of Azov. If you pull up the map, you will see the Sea of Azov is a little sea, kind of like in the top right corner of the Black Sea. That's the Sea of Azov. So Russia had their ships there hoping that as long as they weren't in the Black Sea, they would be protected. No, they weren't going to be. The Ukrainian military is saying that those ships were involved in the theft of grain from the occupied territory. So remember, there was a big scandal about Israel buying that grain. The Israeli government basically not vetting or willing to buy stolen goods that were acquired as the result of the war action. So that is what's involved. Also, before you blow your fuse, when we're saying Ukraine had apologized for a drone blast in Romania, that's not the one that hit the apartment building. That is not the one. That was the Russian drone that has been confirmed. No, this is the one in the Black Sea. That was a naval drone that blew up and that was in Romanian waters. So, and again, when Ukraine screws up, when that happens, they apologize. They also apologize to Greece for a similar incident, but they also pointed out, what do you want us guys to do? This is going to happen, unfortunately. We are having to massively defend ourselves, and we are using a lot of drones, including the seagoing drones, against Russia's fleet, Russia's shadow tankers, and so on and so forth. That's why the war is dangerous. Now, Azerbaijan Foreign Ministry is now raising hell because they are saying 5 of its citizens had been killed in the attacks on the cargo ships in the Sea of Azov. And my question is, what were they doing there? Why do you... Azerbaijan Foreign Ministry is now raising hell. They're saying that 5 of their citizens were killed on board of one of the cargo ships in the Sea of Azov. And my question to the Azerbaijan government is, what were they doing there? Why are you letting your citizens serve aboard the ships that are serving a terrorist nation invading its neighbor and stealing shit from them? Why were they there? That would be like complaining about people dying at the Ukrainian front because they hired themselves out to fight on the Russian side. This is no different. That's the question you should be asking. Why were they there? 185 more Ukrainian POWs have been brought home. I'm going to ask my parents tomorrow if ours was among them. I doubt it. They're still dealing with the ones that were taken like 3 or 4 years ago. But as I said many times before, I do not for 1 second begrudge those families their happiness and their joy at getting their loved one back. I hope ours gets back home to his wife and kids soon. That's going to be an awesome day. But meanwhile, I'm happy for those families. I'm happy they're getting them back. And I love those photographs. I love these guys. And I mean, I love to see them on native land, but also when I look at them, I'm horrified. Look at them. You know, they're emaciated. There's no doubt in my mind that a lot of them have been starved, beaten, otherwise tortured, and so on and so forth. So usually when this happens, the soldiers immediately go to a hospital for complete evaluation and whatever medical assistance they need. And I've said in the past, so that means that 185 Russian soldiers went home. It is highly unlikely that they're gonna go to a hospital and get full medical evaluation, several meals and medical treatment they need. No, they're gonna get sent back to the front. It's possible that they're gonna beat up for surrendering first, and then they're gonna get sent to the front. I've been saying this for ages to Russian POWs. You are a lot safer in Ukrainian custody than you are going to be anywhere in Russia. So that said, a lot of people see this one little bit of collaboration between Russia and Ukraine as encouraging, because it is a collaboration, because it exists. The steady repatriation effort and the prisoner exchanges have been taking place regularly. So that's not a bad thing. There is now a new report, something that folks probably don't even remember anymore. Do you remember when Russia destroyed the Kakhovka Dam and all of that water came flooding downstream, flooding parts of the Zaporizhia region as well as Kherson region? Well, there's now a report that says that when that happened, Russia actually hindered the evacuation of civilians from that area. So this took place 3 years ago, June 6, 2023. And there were lots of videos showing amazing acts of courage and kindness and self-sacrifice. 30 people died as the result. And now we know that Russia, in addition to having destroyed the dam and thus inflicted countless ecological damages to the area, it also hindered the evacuation of people from the flooded area. And that surprises me not at all. Meanwhile, what does Russia do? Same damn thing, attacking civilians. So over the last day, 15 people were killed, over 70 were injured. What we know, again, this included over 200 drones, and 11 different locations were struck, plus there was debris in other areas. Zaporizhia region have been attacked. 2 people were killed there and at least 5 injured. I'll ask my parents about it tomorrow, see where exactly that happened. And it sounds like they were targeting the industrial region. So that is dangerous. Zaporizhia industrial region includes not just the steel factories, but also plants where titanium is processed, aluminum is processed, and also there are factories that work with non-ferrous metals, creating the various alloys and stuff. And specifically titanium, I know that for a fact. That factory uses chlorine in its process. So firing anything at those factories is just insane. Can you imagine releasing a cloud of chlorine? Like, that just boggles the mind. And meanwhile, as Putin was hoping to close his summit in peace, he didn't get to, because there have been more strikes on St. Petersburg region. As with Moscow, there are a lot of military objects around St. Petersburg, since it's another big city and the former capital of Russian Empire. So there's a ton of stuff. And again, it's not just military storage. It is also the army barracks, the military schools, the weapons design areas. I mean, there's a shit ton of stuff. And there's also, it's also a port. And what did we say about Russia's Baltic Fleet? Yeah. So this is a huge embarrassment for Putin. They're trying to cover it up, pretend like nothing happened. But of course, there are now millions of eyewitness videos, photos, testimony. They can't cover it up. More to come.